unlocking what makes you unique. Unique. Let's talk about uniqueness. Let's talk about uniqueness and how to unlock what only you can bring to the world. There is only one of you, right? There is only one of you. Hello, dear community, dear friends. This is Katarina Satori, and I wanted to highlight a unique body of knowledge that you can access that can help you go beyond this boring, limited, old paradigm of competition. You know, that paradigm that we were born into that says, you gotta compete, you gotta get better than somebody else, right? And this is the game that you will never win. You will feel like you're constantly being left behind. If you play the game of competition, by definition, you're not trusting your uniqueness. And this competition game eventually begins to feel exhausting, right? Because there's always going to be somebody who is younger than you, faster than you. It's a fact of life, right? And doing it in a different, maybe better way than you. And if you're comparing and competing, you lost the game of life. So I have always been on the quest of finding these beautiful transformational tools to empower individuality, to empower individuals to believe and stand and rise and express their uniqueness, right? You are a unique expression of the divinity in form. And the first time I found a system like that just blew me out of the water was Myers-Briggs, right? Myers-Briggs. And I found time ago, like 20 years ago. So that was my first introduction to how to identify what makes us unique. And I found out that according to Myers-Briggs, my type was INFJ, the person who loves personality systems. So I felt validated in my desire to learn more about how to understand people, right? So hi, divine souls, I am talking about how to go beyond the old paradigm of comparing and competition. And if you play into those paradigms, you will never win. You will always feel like you are being left behind by somebody who goes smarter, who has more resources, who is younger, who is stronger, you name it. So we got to go beyond that old game and actually lean into what makes us truly unique and learn to communicate our uniqueness. Hi, team. Good to see you. Hi, Patty. Good to see you. Hola from Mexico, Betty. Welcome. Good to see you. So what makes us unique, and we are given these tools, right? There's many different tools. You can learn your life path based on the numbers of your birthday, and you can learn the unique vibration of your life path, right? That makes you unique. You can learn your astrology, you know, beyond the basic sun sign. There's a whole science of astrology that comes to us all the way from Atlantean times. Hola from Spain, Marisa. Yes. So you can learn the science of astrology and really go deep in understanding these elemental principles that make up your personality and work with them instead of trying to be like somebody else. You can learn the wisdom of Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, and learn these different 10 spheres that you can activate within yourself. Or you can just go and study one system that covers all of that. Imagine there is a body of knowledge that covers the ancient wisdom of I Ching, the study of numerology, the study of Kabbalah, the study of astrology, even Feng Shui, Theosophy, the lover of, right? There is a whole body of knowledge that was brought to us by Richard Rudd, and by putting together your data of birth, you get this beautiful map of your consciousness. And I am a tireless champion of this wisdom. Why? Because it comes to us in the most transformative times. And it's a deep, profound wisdom that talks to your soul and talks to your genetics. And you begin to learn that you have 11 soul gifts. And you can express them at 3 levels. You can suppress your gifts. And why would we suppress our gifts? Well, fear of rejection. That's the number one reason why we don't express our potential. Somebody will laugh at us, or we'll be publicly humiliated, right? Or we're afraid to fail. Number one reason why we don't express our potential: fear of rejection, fear of public ridicule, right? Fear of what other people will say about us. This is why we have so many hidden leaders. They never unfold their potential. They have great potential, but every year they live with the pain of regret of never unfolding their potential, right? So we can also express our gifts by taking courageous act and stepping into practice. The way we unlock our gifts is by practice. By saying, I am going to practice my expression. I'm going to practice my communication, right, Tim? The way we unlock our creativity is like yoga. Creativity is a yoga for the soul. We're all creative beings. And we become more creative by engaging into practice. And in practice, you cannot fail, right? There is no failure in practice. There is only 2 outcomes. You either show up for practice or you don't. That's it. And if you show up for the practice, you will get better. And if you miss your practice, you will not get better, right? This is how simple it is. And then there is also divine potential. When you continue to live in expression of your soul gifts, it becomes a part of who you are. You begin to emanate this new vibration of a person who lives uniquely themselves. And that is magnetic. Then you begin to attract everything through the power of your aura and through the power of your essence, right? Because it's so irresistible to be around a person who lives authentically as themselves, who lives unapologetically as themselves, who is not afraid to express their creativity, and who goes beyond the conversation of success and failure. Creativity for them is practice. I simply show up for practice. So I wanted to highlight this beautiful tool. This is a compass. This is a compass to our most authentic life. And this is not the tool. There is many of them, right? You can study Enneagram. You can study Myers and Briggs. You can study human design, which is a sister technology of the Gene Keys. I love the Gene Keys for many reasons. And one is the beautiful, deeply feminine language, the language of a poet that speaks to you and ignites levels of remembrance in you. You read even one chapter and you say, I am so nourished. I am so grounded. I remember. I can tap into this courage that lays within my soul. So this is why I keep highlighting this beautiful body of work, and I keep sharing about it, because it is a path of self-transformation. It's a path of self-illumination. And in a few weeks, on the first Sunday of next month, March 3rd, I'm opening my private home to host one-day experience where we will dive together into a living wisdom of the Gene Keys. And why it's so powerful to do it together in the group. We actually activate the wisdom within us, and we share our experience, and we get reminded about the power, uniqueness of our gifts. We also find courage and strength to take responsibilities for our shadows and to begin to transform them. We all have those shadows, right? Those patterns of constriction, those patterns of fear, those patterns of holding ourselves back. And according to your Gene Keys map and mine and all of us, we have 11 of them. Just imagine 11 specific ways you've learned to close down your heart and to suppress your gifts. And when you make those unconscious fears conscious, you can work with them and transform them in an accelerated way. Instead of just saying, I'm afraid, you can say, oh, I'm experiencing a shadow of deafness that wants me to stay busy on a treadmill of life instead of feeling the discomfort of being human. Do you see the difference? Then you begin to work very specifically with that particular pattern of fear instead of just working very generally with it. This is why beautiful technology came to us to empower us to unlock our uniqueness, and to go beyond the old paradigm of comparing and competing. Comparing and competing is the game we will never win. We will always feel like we are falling behind. And a true creative rebel, an individual, says, I came here to co-create. I came here to collaborate. I came here to find other people who live in their true creative uniqueness. And I want to be around them because being around them sparks more courage. Being around them inspires me. Being around them helps me unlock new fire. And then eventually what the beautiful wisdom of the Gene Key teaches us is how to take our uniqueness once we uncover it and embody it and emanate. The Gene Key teaches us to take that and to offer it into the service of the community, into the service of the whole. There is another leap of consciousness. Once we awaken our uniqueness, there is another leap that we are being asked to take, is to surrender that uniqueness into the service of the all. And that requires ultimate. I can say more on this topic, but for now I have 2 invitations for you. I am hosting free introductory webinar on the Gene Keys, on this system. And it's going to be on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. You can join for free, link in bio. And if you'd like to dive deep, get your own map, get even a handbook that covers this beautiful system and its sister transmission, Human Design, you are invited to attend a 1-day experience that I'm hosting at my home temple in California. The reason I do it is I want to meet my community. I want to create opportunities to be with people in person more this year. And for those people who don't have the possibilities to travel with me to Peru, right, which is a really big experience of 10 days that is happening in September, or if you wanted to have, a smaller experience, but very, very deep and profound, then I create this opportunity on March 3rd. And if you'd like a link to that event, just send me a private message or comment on this video. Please send me a link and I'll share it with you. On this note, I'm going to go and prepare for a private immersion that I'm hosting today for a client who also requests a deep dive into their Gene Keys. So I'm going to focus on that. Thank you so much for joining me for this transmission. I hope what I've shared was inspiring for you. And if you have been inspired, please tag somebody who can be inspired by this message as well. If you know somebody who's curious about Gene Keys or human design, tag them in this video and spread the word. Thank you so much. I will see you next time.